Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our final episode in season one of our What's Your Career video series. By now, you know me. I am Tony Ann Hudson. I'm your host. And with me today, I have Miss Nicole Scarlett from the career field of accounts. Hi, Nicole. So nice to have you.
Hi, Tonian. It's nice to be here.
Okay. So to just get started, I'm gonna ask you, what's your career and what does it entail?
Okay, so right now I am a accounts receivables clerk, and basically I deal with customers who owes the business. So I call them, I remind them about payment deadline. Also at the same time, I'm receiving their payments. I'm liaising with the sales representatives, and also the other individual from accounts who does with the billings. So that's basically what my job entails, dealing with customers who, we owe the business, or they have payables who deals with the ones who we owe. Yeah.
I get you. So since you have to kind of have a you're speaking with customers, you have clients.
Right.
What qualities or skills does one need to have to be successful in this career field?
So definitely good customer service represent skill, because sometimes I know for accounting people, we're shy people, we're introverted. We don't really want to interact with persons, but this is one aspect of accounting that you're dealing with a lot of customers, a lot of them. So it's very much different from probably tax and auditing. In this, you have to be have good customer service skills, good communication skills, because you have to be emailing all the time. And you can't be in the streets not sending proper grammar in an email. You definitely, as an accounting professional, always have integrity, being honest. It's definitely the first foremost thing that we're supposed to do, because we're dealing with a lot of confidential information, not just for the company but for customers also, and their information is out there, because sometimes I myself can't share with some of my colleagues certain things that I'm privy to. So definitely, if I can't share with them, I can't share with anybody outside of the working space. So good customer service skills, good oral and communication skills also too. Being a person who's confidential, also good interpersonal skills too, because as I said, we have accounting as a profession where we're not interacting with people, but there are some aspects of accounting that you are interacting with people. So I think starting off with those skills and making your way up, fun.
And I love how clearly you've explained it. So now, can you give us an estimate of what the tuition was like for you, or what I can expect to pay if I go to maybe the school that you went to, or
Right.
just a general knowledge of what it may cost?
So I feel probably if you go to UE, UTech, maybe for the year you're looking at 250, but I know for NCU, which I attended, I probably paid 440 for the year. Yeah, so my tuition was doubled basically in a sense. So that's how much you're looking at for tuition.
It's a lot of money.
It's a lot of money. It's a
Um,
lot of knowledge.
so do you know of any scholarship opportunities I can take advantage of? Did you get any scholarships?
So I would
Well,
have applied, but no. However, I know that apart from the Byron Robinson scholarship that NCU offers, not just for the business student, even though he is mainly for the College of Business, but there are other persons who can take advantage of it. You have Digicel scholarship. I know that Digicel does open up to for NCU students. You have JMMB, NCB, and it's just the name of few. So it's definitely scholarship opportunities out there for persons. If it is that you choose to go to a private school, that is. For public school, absolutely, there's always scholarship. for us.
Okay, I get you. So, in your own words, what would you consider to be the benefits associated with this career field?
Right. So especially now, where a lot of persons are opening their online business. And I've quite learned that as much as how people don't like maths, they don't like accounting. And they don't like taxation, that aspect of accounting. So when it is that business owners, they have to return their tax, they have to file their taxes. They don't know what to do. As much as it is that on TAJ, which is Tax Administration Jamaica, the website does instruct you within the form how to do it if it is that you're not, if you don't have accounting expertise, how to do it. But persons opt to have people do it. I know that you basically at this point you can be a freelancer if you don't choose to do the 9 to 5, because I know persons don't want to do that. Accounting does take a lot of you. Sometimes you do, especially in government sectors, you have to do overtime. So you have to prepare yourself for that also. I know sometimes we think probably 5 o'clock and we're out of here, but no, sometimes you do have to stay back a little. Even in the banks, you do have to stay back because you have, while it is at the bank probably closes at 3:30. If there are customers out there, you have to wait and then you have to serve them. And then you also have to check off all the things, the transaction you have done. And I'm still trying to remember what's the second part, what's the exact question again? That I
We're just
know.
we're just talking benefits. So, if you have
Benefit.
more benefits, we're open to listening. We want
Okay,
to know.
so yeah, the higher you climb up the ladder, as long as you are getting your certifications, ACCA or CPA, is the more cash you get. And I know people love to know that their salary is increasing. That is definitely a bonus in this.
But you'll have to tell us about ACCA. You said,
Yes, sorry,
and
it's an accounting certification. My apologies.
it's an
So it's
accounting certification.
there's
Okay.
a test that you have to do in order to get it. I know that it takes quite a bit of amount of money to get
Oh, it
that, to
does.
do the test, to sit the test. It takes a good amount of money. I will not lie to you.
So I
Not
guess
gonna
it's
lie.
worth it. I guess it's worth it since you raising
It's
your pay grade.
worth it. It's worth it in the long run.
Yeah.
So you have to get that, or you can, because that's the English certification. It's from England, and then America is the CPA. So which is Chartered Public Accountants. But yeah,
And those are valid anywhere in the world.
yes.
Yeah. Okay.
ACCA, CPA. So
So
once
you
it is
will be a
activated,
certified accountant wherever
yeah,
you go. Amazing, amazing.
yeah. So that's the benefit. But yeah, I think that's really it. Increased salary, you being able to be a freelance accountant. But definitely, once you have your certification, it makes it so much easier, because certification just means that you're certified, and you being certified means more cash in your pocket. So that's a benefit I'll put up there for persons to know.
And we all have more cash, so yes, it's a plus. It's definitely a plus.
We do.
But so I'm in high school now, and
Mhm.
I'm in the 10th grade or the ninth grade, and I'm considering doing some C6 subjects.
Mhm.
Um, so what subjects would you say I need to be focusing on in order to matriculate into this field for an easy transition?
I'll say principles of accounting, information technology, maths, English is a given. Um, just a little bonus, probably economics, that helps. POB, I won't say it's mandatory because I didn't do it in high school, so but it can be a plus to understand the administrative aspect of accounting, because you do have that while you have the technical side, you have the administrative side. So you can start off with those subjects, and that's maximum five: English, maths, accounts, econ, POB, IT, six. So six subjects the least I think you need to go into the profession of accounting.
Okay. And for you, Nicole, what do you love the most about being an accountant, accounting clerk? What do you love the most?
I'm a competitive person, not gonna
Wow.
lie. I'm very detail oriented. I'm very detail oriented, and it's something that comes with being an accountant, to be honest. So for me, while it is that it's not in the most, it's not my favorite aspect of accounting, but I put a twist to it. I do a competition. I basically compete with myself. So this week, if it took me 3 phone calls last week to get through to a customer to make a payment, this week I want it to be that. I only need to call them 2 times. And then by next week, as I go down, as I continue throughout the year, I just want to know that it doesn't take me long, nor do I want to be on the phone for too many minutes to know that the conversation has to be long in order for me to get through to a customer. So and that's still my favorite part about my job. Plus, seeing the payments come in. I love seeing that. Love seeing that.
Alright. So, all right. So, like I always love to say, with good, there's always some bad or some not so likable situations. So, for you, having listed the things that you absolutely love, what are
Mhm.
some things that make your job challenging?
To be honest, I feel customers, the ones who they know they owe, but they act as if they don't. It makes it hard because you're trying to get through to them and they're like, "Oh, I don't owe you. What are you talking about?" But at the same time, I have your email, which the billings person would have
Goodness.
emailed you the invoice. You're seeing it.
Oh,
I don't understand why are you saying you don't owe us. So I
oh
think that's
God.
my least favorite part. And sometimes persons can be rude. People can be rude when it is that they owe and they don't want to pay. So I feel like that's my least favorite aspect of my job.
And this isn't a part of the script, but how did you know or how did you figure out that accounting was your area? What made you decide to go and study accounts? Because for most persons, they shy away from numbers. You work with numbers a lot.
A lot.
So you is it that you have a natural love for numbers and you thought that a day in accounts feels like a day of no work? What kind of led to you deciding to enter the field of accounts?
I'm definitely the numbers person growing up. Love maths, still love it up to this day. And it was between maths and accounting. But the thing why I would have chosen accounting is because I just love how figures can help people make a decision. To be able to look at some numbers, analyze it, and then say, okay, this is the pathway we're going to take. Not to say that maths doesn't do that, but not to the extent in which accounts does. So for me, that was it. And then growing up, as my parents would like to say, I love tax them. I like to take their money, and I just love budgeting overall. So that's really those three things would have helped me going into accounting versus maths, because if it wasn't accounting, it would have been actuarial science.
Wow. Wow. I applaud you. It could never be me. I'm terrible with numbers. Yes. But all right. So you mentioned the certificate not long
Mhm.
ago, and I'm now trying to understand how being a qualified accountant works. So, say for example, I have a certificate. Does it merit any other fields, any other areas, or does it have to be for accounts specifically?
I don't want to say it has to be for, but then again, there are different aspects of accounting, because you can be a chief financial officer, you can be a financial advisor, and that goes into the field of finance itself, because they're two separate things. As much as some people sometimes like to believe they're similar, they're different. But you can, with certification, you're diving more into the business, the financial aspect and the accounting aspect of the business. So you can go into some positions in finance, you can become an auditor with the certification. So it does set you apart, because without certification, certain positions, certain titles you cannot get.
I get you. Okay. So, then, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, obviously,
Mhm.
how much would you recommend the career field that you're now a part of, how much would you recommend accounts to somebody?
For me, it's gonna be a 10 out of 10. Not to be biased, to be honest, because I feel like, and it really depends on you, the individual, knowing which aspect of accounting you want to be in, because not everyone is comfortable with calling people, with interacting people. Not everyone has that people person skill going on. So you can probably look into auditing if it is that you like evaluating, if it is that you like using records to say and comparing it. You can look at auditing. If you like dealing with tax, then you can go into taxation. But while I'll say 10 out of 10, I still think that you as an individual have to look at yourself, knowing what it is that you are capable of doing, and then you can evaluate which aspect of accounting to venture into.
Okay, so do you think you may ever venture off into taxation or auditing?
Definitely. This is just the stepping stone, you know. This is just the stepping stone. This is really just the stepping stone, and learning what the entire world is, because it's so much different in practice what you learned in theory.
That
It's
is
it's
right.
way different. It's way
I
different because in university I wouldn't have learned how to use QuickBooks, but here I am in
use
my workspace learning how to use QuickBooks. So, and I think that's a tip I want to give the high schoolers out there. Go on YouTube, start
my
Googling and YouTubing how to use QuickBooks. It's gonna be so much help to you by the time you go into the working world. But yeah, I think I think that's really it.
So you would have kind of touched on the follow-up question, which is, um, are there any books, any place I can go to? Where would you send me, essentially, if I wanted to find out more about accounting? If I wanted to become an accountant myself, what can I do to kind of just get myself a little bit seasoned now before I even begin the studies, or even after I finish studying? How do I keep abreast of stuff? How do I, ensure? Is it a field that constantly changes? And if it is, what do I need to do to ensure I'm on top of things?
I won't say this field is one that constantly changes, probably over probably 15 years, 10 years. It definitely is a principle that is constant to an extent. But I know for in university, some things that I would have used was like the ACCA website. They do have tests that they would put out that you can actually have access to, and you can use it. Well, for university students, high schoolers, for now, I'll just say YouTube and Google. Accounting principles, accounting softwares, just to get your mind going. But for like university students, the ACCA website is there. I'm trying to remember this other one I would have used. It's not coming back to mind as yet. But there's definitely things. Once you Google, I know those two websites are going to come at the top for you to just know. Head over to those websites.
Okay, okay, I get you. Thank you so much. So we're at the end, and I just have one last question.
Okay.
So for high schoolers who are watching this video right now and are thinking, I really want to pursue a
Mm-hmm.
career in accounting, what advice would you give to those students? What would you tell them? What's that little cherry on the top that you would leave for persons watching right now?
One, learn to keep secrets. It helps. No, for real, trust me, it helps. Learn to keep secrets. And when I say keep secrets, I mean secrets that you wouldn't even tell your best friend, because it can be so easy to see something, especially if it is a known company and you're like, oh, Tony, and you know who I have a customer who I hook up as a customer today. So learn to keep secret. For real, integrity is so important with being an accounting in being in the accounting field. So learn to keep
Yeah.
secret. I'll say watch the patterns, be detail oriented, learn to go over your work. I know sometimes, especially for the extra smart people, they're like, yeah, mom, I guess it, boom. But learn to actually double check your work because it's important. One error in accounts throws off everything else.
Goodness.
You would have to start back over. You'd have to go back to that exact spot where you'd have made the mistake. So learn to be detail oriented, learn to go over your work, and learn to keep secrets. And at the same time, have fun. Have
Have fun.
fun with the numbers, have fun with analyzing how
Have
the
fun with the
numbers.
numbers.
Yeah, yeah. I know Tony can't
With
relate
the
because she's
numbers.
really creative. She really used that creative aspect of her brain. I know she can't relate.
I
But
really do.
have fun with the numbers. Trust me,
Fun with the
it's
numbers.
really fun.
Okay, thank you so much. So I guess the key takeaway is integrity
Hmm.
and to have fun with the numbers. You must have fun with the numbers to excel in accounting. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Nicole, for being here. It was truly a pleasure. I enjoyed the interview, and I hope you did too.
I
Um,
did.
this is gonna be great for some high schoolers who are just hanging on for a little bit of information where the
Mhm.
world of accounts is concerned. So thank you so much for making yourself available and for
You're
being
welcome.
our very last guest for season one. It's really a pleasure. So thank you so much. All right.
You're
Take care.
welcome. Bye.